If your health score doesn't compel immediate action, it is actively wasting everyone's time. Most companies treat this score like a religious artifact, a final sacred number that somehow explains retention or churn. But if you've ever found yourself staring at a blinking red light and wondering, okay, so what now? You're not using your score, the score is using you, and it's costing you deals. We've all been there. We build these sophisticated scoring models, the fancy weighted averages, the behavioral indicators, the usage metrics captured from our product logs, and we call it customer health. But when in reality, what we have built is just a glorified usage compliance checklist. It measures activity, yes, but it rarely measures anything meaningful about the relationship. The central flaw is confusing transactional data with relational health. A high usage number, lots of logins, lots of features activated, looks great on paper. But if those actions are being driven by the customer trying to fix a nagging integration problem, or if they are using your product only because they feel obligated after the sale, that high score is a lie. It's measuring compliance, not conviction. Think about it. A customer who logs in daily but is doing so because they are burning through tutorials trying to achieve a desired outcome, versus a customer who logs in 3 times a week because they have integrated your product into their core workflow and it's irreplaceable. Both might look active, but only the latter has truly internalized your value. So how do we move past the checkbox exercise? We have to introduce leading indicators that measure emotional resonance, not just mechanical activity. Your score needs to be weighted against inputs like successful adoption of high-value features, internal champion identification, and crucially, the customer's perceived ROI. If you don't track successful outcomes on their side, you are just tracking clicks. This is where the CS team moves from being data entry clerks to strategic consultants. The score shouldn't be a diagnosis. It should be a flashing siren call for action. If the score drops, your immediate question shouldn't be, why did they log in less? It should be, what critical business milestone are they stuck on that our product could solve? And here's the tension point. Many companies fail because they treat CS as a purely reactive function. They fire the customer when the score drops, but if you only react to the drop, you've already lost. A truly proactive system uses the score dip as an early warning signal to initiate a value review session, a strategic conversation about their goals, not just your usage reports. If you're ready to move from theory to practice, here are 2 things you can implement this week. First, delink the score from just usage metrics. Introduce a success metric that is owned and tracked by the customer, not your software. Second, when you see a dip below 80%, don't send a usage email. Send an invitation for a joint strategy session to map out their next 3 milestones with your product. This transforms the interaction. You stop being the vendor policing their usage habits, and you become the indispensable growth partner. The score becomes a living document, a roadmap for mutual success, rather than just a grade on their behavior. And a few quick hot takes to keep the momentum going. Stop getting obsessed with NPS unless you have a robust follow-up loop. Churn prediction models are only as good as the quality of your data inputs, and often they are just guessing. Finally, don't let AI become a scapegoat for poor strategy. Use it to find the patterns your human team misses, but don't let it replace the critical judgment of a skilled CS professional. The health score is a tool, not a god. It should serve your strategy. Your strategy shouldn't worship it. Are you using yours to diagnose relationships, or are you just documenting usage? Let me know in the comments. What's the biggest flaw you see in your current scoring model? Build on this discussion. Your action plan. 1. Track customer business outcomes, not clicks. 2. Shift CS role to strategic growth partner. 3. Use dips for proactive value review sessions.